Hello. Welcome back to Mik'd Up. Today is Friday, January 9th.
No energy.
Big show for you.
There you go.
I'm not standing up. I'm sitting down. It's Loosey Goosey Friday here at home at Southern Regional
Medical Center.
You got me and Lloyd today.
Yes.
Jay Mitch is
Scrubbed up.
oh, potentially.
Potentially.
Yeah. Could be a daddy a little earlier than they thought.
Hey.
Could be a good thing. Lot to talk about. Obviously, the transfer portal. A lot can change in a week, right?
A lot could change in a night.
Last week, a lot of people were a little upset because LSU had hyped up the January 2nd transfer portal day as if it's the national championship game, right? Great. Build up a lot of anticipation. Nothing happens on that day, which nothing happened anywhere across the country on the actual day it opened. And then last
You'd be a fool to do a full 24-hour live stream heading into the transfer portal at 12 o'clock.
With the flu.
With the flu. Who would do that?
I know a couple people.
I know at least two.
You're here for the show.
That's right.
I appreciate that. But we talked about that. We talked about, there's a lot of conversation about who they have not gotten. And some of the guys they gotten left a lot to be desired. Now you look at what LSU's done in the portal, and you look at it and you're like, oh, they've done some pretty good things, some really good things.
Really good.
Defense is going to be legit. Had a lot of guys return last year on the defense. They have a lot of additions on the defense that are going to make the defense even better. You've brought in a receiver room that is going to be extremely talented. And you brought back Harlem Berry, which was a big get, and you're filling up your running backs room with some depth. And I'm happy as it stands today. Now, obviously, you still haven't gotten your quarterback. There's been a lot of drama with the Damon Williams, Sam Leavitt stuff going on. Trinidad obviously has been it was announced just now that he got denied his waiver. Seems like Trinidad will be in the NFL next year. Obviously put his name in the draft. He's exhausted his eligibility. Elon, quarterback, I know that doesn't raise a lot of move the needle at all having him here, but he's a redshirt freshman. He's coming in to visit with LSU today. If you watch his film, he's obviously talented. He can run. He's got a great arm. Obviously, you saw what Lane Kiffin did with Trinidad Chambers. I'm not saying this guy from Elon, Landen Clark is his name. I'm not saying he's going to be the guy of the future, but I'm saying that he is talented. And if you have, if anyone can develop a quarterback or find somebody that has the ability to run the offense, Lane Kiffin's offense is Lane Kiffin. He's done that. He did that with Trinidad. Seems like he likes this guy and could potentially do that. But regardless, you need multiple guys at the quarterback position in the quarterback room. Sam Leavitt is the guy I would imagine is top of the list still. They have a little mending to do, a little fence mending that you have to figure out. I was told today that the person I was told from, person who told me, my source, said that offensive line and quarterback position, they are not worried about it one bit. So I don't know what that means, other than the fact that they're confident in what their plan is for that position. And I know you may not believe it because nothing has happened, but the transfer portal is still open for 2 more weeks.
Until the 16th?
Until the 16th. So another week, and then once the championship's over with, those teams now get put in the portal 4 or 5 days after the championship game is over with. Now, obviously, can't imagine a lot of those guys move on, but you never know. Ole Miss is now out. Great game, great run for the Rebels. We don't have to talk about the LSU Ole Miss thing anymore.
Thank God.
I think that's going to die down. But you will, because I think you're going to see some guys come from Ole Miss to LSU here in the coming weeks. We'll see what happens. In the coming days, we'll see what happens. But we're going to talk about the transfer portal. We're going to talk about the college football playoffs today. Obviously, last night, the playoffs outside of the two group of 5 teams and outside of Indiana, boat racing, Alabama, every game has been awesome. And the quarterfinal games have been great. The semifinal game last night was awesome, unbelievable. It looked like Ole Miss was going to win it. Then obviously Carson Beck goes down there, drives them down. They put the game in Carson Beck's hands.
His life.
He made some throws, and then obviously ran it in to win the game. And then Ole Miss put themselves in there for everybody to hold their breath on the Hail Mary. Everybody arguing about should have been pass interference. Can't believe they didn't call it. SEC buys. Enough with that. Not interference. Like, you do not call that unless the cornerback absolutely tackles the guy and he has no chance of getting it. Both guys were hand fighting. Hail Mary cannot call that penalty at that moment in the game. Pete Golding said as much in his press conference after the game. He said if it was roles reversed, I wouldn't expect to get that call either. So talk about that. Obviously, you got the other semifinal game tonight with Indiana and Oregon. Should be another great matchup. Probably the top 2 quarterbacks in the draft. If Dante Moore decides to forego another year in college and put his name in the draft. But Fernando Mendoza versus Dante Moore should be a big one. But lots to talk about. I'll dabble a little bit of baseball too, maybe.
Oh.
January's hit.
That one looks great.
Baseball, the one next to the name, preseason number 1 in the country.
Don't
right love that.
Ah.
But, here's the deal. We talked about this in 23 when they were preseason 1. The likelihood of them being wire-to-wire number 1 team in the country, not high. So at some point in the season, they're probably going to drop to 4 or 5. Let's not panic on that one. But as long as they end the season number 1, that's the only thing that matters. So a lot to talk about. Obviously, a lot to be discovered on the baseball team. They've had a big break. They're coming back into school. Practice about to start back up. They'll start scrimmages. Lloyd and I will be boots on the ground at some of the scrimmages, and so we'll give you some firsthand analysis of what we see. A lot of new guys in the rotation. Whole rotation, the entire rotation is going to be new. A lot of talented guys. Obviously, Casey Evans is probably going to be the number 1 guy, and then you're just going to fill him behind. Don't forget about Zach Cowan. Still got him on the team.
I think there's one more that you shouldn't forget about.
And then who's that?
Wild Bill Schmidt.
Wild Bill Schmidt. He's still there. He seems like he's kind of taking that next jump from what happened in the fall. We'll see what happens in the spring. So, lots to talk about. Let's start with the football side. Let's start with LSU in the transfer portal. They've brought in a bunch of guys. There's still a bunch of guys they need to bring into. There's a lot of drama right now with the quarterback position.
Well, yeah.
Damon Williams would have been great. I personally am happy he's staying at Washington for a couple of reasons. It's already been super messy.
Mm-hmm.
With Lane coming over here, and not to anybody's fault other than NCAA. I'm blaming it all on the NCAA and the system that they've created.
Schedule.
Right? And the schedule. But it's already been messy with Lane coming over and this LSU Ole Miss thing, and then now we're going to go and get Damon Williams, who signed a contract, which seems like the Big Ten's got it figured out with this blanket contract they got these guys signing. And they threatened to pursue legal action. Now it looks like Damon Williams is going to stay at Washington, which awkward situation probably for them over there. But I am happy that we don't have to deal with a little bit any more messiness in college football with Lane Kiffin coming here and bringing Damon Williams. Now, what does that mean? That means Sam Leavitt left LSU with a not a very good taste in his mouth. He is going to visit Miami this weekend, and he visited, I think he left LSU and went to Tennessee, and he visited somebody else.
Miami is now one of
the
docket.
So it's those 3 teams, but the competition between those 3 teams to get
and
Sam Leavitt, yes,
Oregon.
And Oregon. So depending on what happens with Dante Moore, it feels like
it's the same competition you had when Damon Williams entered. It
right.
was the same kind of names aside from Tennessee. It's been
correct.
Like whatever it was the Damon Williams sweepstakes, and
right.
everybody was saying it's not just LSU that's quote unquote tampering. It's if Oregon loses their starting quarterback, and then it's Miami because obviously they've been very portal heavy,
right?
And now they have the opportunity to obviously that they'll have to replace Carson Beck at some point, and this is the how they maneuver. And then Damon Williams obviously also has some fences to mend. He took to Instagram, as did Jed Fish's wife, who came after Damon Williams. So it's all. Not only does LSU have fences to mend with Sam Leavitt,
they got
Damon Williams has some fences to mend with Washington because, as a fan base, if this happened to you, I don't know if you take him back with open arms until you have the first game where he goes 28 of 31 and 400 yards and 4 touchdowns. You go, okay, that's why we have him.
Correct. I think they'll be fine there. the conversation with Leavitt and going to visit Miami and visiting and talking to Oregon, to me, I think the big competition right now is between LSU and Tennessee because Miami's still playing and Oregon's still playing. Miami is not going to have their quarterback next year. Oregon may. So is Leavitt going to wait? Is he going to wait it out until the championship game to make his decision on where he's going to go, or is he going to make the decision before that?
I would say you wouldn't have to wait because it's not like a quarterback controversy. Beck's leaving.
Well, yeah. It's okay. I guess Miami, LSU, and Tennessee. Oregon, I think, is on the outside looking in because they don't know if their quarterback's leaving.
Yeah, you can't.
He's not going to announce it before the season's over with. Now, if Oregon loses tomorrow, and he says,
more doors open.
I'm going to put my name in the draft and we're good, then we'll figure that out. But
I would say LSU's biggest competition with Sam Leavitt is LSU.
Now, I think ultimately, I think LSU gets Sam Leavitt. Yes, I do. I think that based off of the conversation I had this morning, is if they're that confident in who they're going to get offensive line wise and quarterback wise, it means that Sam Leavitt is going to be the guy. They're going to figure that out. He's going to his visits. Obviously, Tennessee beat writers are saying, "Oh, he extended his visit again. That's a good sign." Same thing happened here in Baton Rouge. So, from other reports, is that the deal was almost done, and then this Damon Williams thing came out and kind of derailed it, and Sam Leavitt felt slighted, rightfully so. We don't listen. What I've learned through all of this is you don't really know what's true and what's not true.
Even if it's Damon Williams again, even if it's signed, you don't know if it's done or if it isn't. But I would ask you, somebody who's been through the recruiting process and now the transfer portal process, you can compare the two. If that happened to you, if you were on a visit,
fucking.
Whoa.
Yeah, is it doing a bunch of stuff for you?
Is somebody else in there? We getting hacked?
No, my computer's like. I think
I'm all good.
Getting hacked. My computer's just making some weird noises. Let's just restart it.
There you go.
Go ahead. What are you saying?
But you, as a recruit, obviously
Now,
same arena.
way different.
But same arena. If we have to compare apples to oranges, we will compare apples to oranges. But if you were on a visit and it felt like you were getting courted to be starting whatever, center fielder, starting quarterback, feels like it's going great, right? Like, feels like I feel wanted. Obviously, I want to be here. Everything from the reports that all came out, he loved the VR room, all of the stuff. LSU, hard not to be enamored by the facilities at LSU.
Yeah.
And then you get to the LSU basketball game, and it felt like something had changed. And that's not the best place to have a conversation with somebody.
Especially when you're down 28 points.
Not a lot else to talk about except for the elephant in the room, and it didn't seem like they wanted to talk about it. And poor Whit Weeks is stuck in the middle of all of this. Like, even that can't fix it.
I get all that, and that's true, right? But, like, let's not...
Because it's not like Sam Leavitt doesn't have a phone.
Right, and let's not also look at screenshots that people have taken of, like, pictures, because, like, there's zero context behind that. Yes, of course, he probably saw it. There was probably a conversation. He probably felt like, it's like sitting at a game when you have a girlfriend and then you get a text like, "Hey, dude, why is your girlfriend hanging out with some dude that..." And you're kind of like, whoa.
Wait, what?
And now all of a sudden your day's kind of ruined because now you're trying to figure out what's going on.
And you're still with her.
And that's
at
kind
the
of
game.
That's kind of what
it felt like.
It felt like, right? I think they're going to figure it out. I think they're going to get it. Listen, at the end of the day, you get to come to a LSU where you're going to be the starter, and obviously Miami's in the national championship game, and Tennessee is Tennessee. Honestly, going back to what I said, I think it's LSU versus Tennessee. LSU versus Miami as the competition for them. But you come back in, you have Lane Kiffin, who has been a proven guy to develop quarterbacks. He's been proven to put guys into the NFL and make them have outstanding careers. Started out as a Division II guy, and now he's potentially a first-round draft pick now. And so you have a guy who's going to put you in a system offense that is going to be really good and also translates to the NFL. One of the big things that they were talking about with quarterback Giants, Jackson Dart, one of the big things they were talking about with Jackson Dart was his ability to process the defenses and ability to jump right in there and not have a huge learning curve to get to the NFL. And I think that's a product of the stuff that he learned in the offense with Lane Kiffin and Charlie Weiss Jr. and all those guys who are now going to be at LSU. So there's a little fence mending to do there. I think ultimately he ends up here. The big question is, and the big issue is, now that Trinidad got his waiver denied and he is no longer going to be at Ole Miss next year, Austin Simmons going to Missouri. what happens over there. Because now they don't have a quarterback. They don't have their whole offensive staff. And I know they've hired other guys, but that puts them in a spot. They are going back to the schedule. The transfer portal opening, everybody getting first dibs at the top guys, puts these guys in the playoffs in a bad spot. Now, I mean, because Miami's going to be in the same situation, right? Similar, because they weren't waiting on Carson Beck, but they're not going to have their guy, but they haven't been able to go out and get guys because they've been preparing for the national championship games or playoff games.
Well, and they've been under the impression that Chambliss was going to get
this
waiver.
So it's a little different. They felt that he was going to get it, even though it was a verbal denial in December. Nobody mentions that one. But it was verbally denied in December, and now it's officially denied now.
I mean, how many times does it work out if you ask for something twice, don't get it, the third time will do it? Like it should be. Should have felt like
situations.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Have another one. It does feel like that maybe they should have known that this might have been coming down the pipe, and it does feel like if anybody should have gotten a waiver, everybody makes fun of T.J. Finley. He's able to play another 7 years.
Did he get his waiver?
Yeah, he gets to play again. I don't know what his situation is. I don't know how this is working. Maybe because he bounced down to 1AA, and that doesn't count against his eligibility, so he's been all over the place, and he didn't necessarily enroll at Tulane, so that doesn't count as a year. But he's just been to all these different stops, and he gets another year, and I guess but Chambliss, make fun of tonsillitis all you like. It is a medical redshirt, or it should have been. And that was what they were doing. They had Tom Mars.
So that was the issue. Yeah. He had that year where he had tonsillitis and he couldn't play.
Right. So They wanted a medical redshirt for that year, and it being in Division II football, I think that muddied the waters a little bit. But they had Tom Mars, the guy that was coming straight at LSU.
He hasn't won much recently.
No, but he sure does love to talk, but that's a lawyer for you. And he filed a 93-page grievance with all the medical history. This was for the third appeal, and now it has officially been denied again. And if you're Ole Miss, it was a hell of a ride. Welcome back to reality. Now you're in the mud with everybody else, and it feels like zero playing with zero staff, as all of the staff is now
not
in
defensive staff.
No, but for a quarterback,
right. You don't have. There's not a lot of quarterbacks out there. I mean, there's some, right? Deuce Knight's going to be a hot commodity, right? That's who Lloyd wants, Deuce Knight here.
Yes.
That was the other conversation. If you don't get Sam Leavitt, where do you turn to? Well, you're going to have to get 2 or 3 quarterbacks to come here, right? So you have Landen Clark, who's coming here as a redshirt freshman, so he's got multiple years as a visit. I'd imagine that if they like him, they're going to offer him, and he's hopefully signs here. But you have to go get another guy or 2, probably 2 more guys. And if Sam Leavitt ends up not coming here, then all of a sudden now Deuce Knight is the guy out there. He's 6'5", 240. He was a redshirt. He's a freshman, so he can be he was a redshirt freshman this year. He played 1 game. You said he got into 1 game, right?
Who? Deuce Knight? Yeah, he started
only 1 game though. Did he play in other games?
I don't believe so.
I know he started 1 game.
Yeah, he started 1 game against Mercer. I think that's the only game he's played.
As long as he didn't play 4 games,
he's a redshirt freshman.
Redshirt freshman. So he is now puts himself in a situation where it's going to be probably between LSU and Ole Miss for him, right? If Sam Leavitt does not come to LSU. And honestly, I think Deuce Knight wants to play, but you could potentially get him and Leavitt. If you get him and Leavitt, then now you all of a sudden you have your guy for a year and you have the next guy behind him. I don't know if Deuce Knight wants to sit another year, but that potentially could happen too. I don't think that's going to happen, but there are options out there. But he elevates himself. Also, one of the guys that Bryce Kuhn talked about on the show on Monday, was Hudson, or the guy from USC, the freshman, that 5-star freshman that just put his name in the transfer portal from USC, who he really likes. I have no idea on the interest there, but
Husan Longstreet. 5-star freshman from USC.
Didn't play, so red shirt.
Obviously,
so he has 4 more years.
And the timing of all of it is very peculiar, because after the Damon Williams situation happens, almost immediately Husan puts his name into the portal, and it seems like very much tied to what happened at LSU. Obviously, Lane still has USC ties. Very interesting. He posted a caption with a L'Oiseau Roulette on it.
Who does?
Husan did.
Oh! Okay, so there may be some smoke behind it.
There may be a little bit of smoke behind this, but all of this is very murky, but these are the options that you have, as it is now slim pickings in the transfer portal because, and this is where we talked about this with Bryce Kuhn whenever we said, felt like you got all the way to the altar with Sam Leavitt. You get a little bit of cold feet because you have a relationship with, you had formerly recruited Damon Williams. We committed to Ole Miss and Lane Kiffin, pulls his name out, goes to Arizona, follows Jed, whatever, to Washington, then signs a contract, tries to get out of the contract, can't get out the contract because LSU's not going to pay the $4 million back to Washington for the money owed,
as you should,
right? And then put another $6 million, $5 million on top. Now it's a $9 million quarterback that you're going to get. Apparently too rich for LSU's blood. I would say you're
too rich for many.
Right. So he, I don't want to say tucks tail. He tucks tail and goes back to Washington because it makes sense for all parties. I don't think anybody's going to pay that price tag.
Correct.
And so speaking of fence mending, he has to do that as well. LSU now without Leavitt and now without Damon Williams. Now you're starting to look at the rest of the quarterback room, and it starts to go into
potentially not Leavitt. I mean, he hasn't made a decision anywhere.
Yeah, I'm just saying you had it. It was done.
Right.
And now it is not.
Do you think his injury is an issue with it for LSU?
I think it's a convenient excuse for how LSU played it.
Yeah.
Certainly, it's like, well, if we have to.
Because Liz Frank's not like.
No.
It's not like it's kind of a tricky deal. It's one of those things that can nag and nag and nag. But, I mean, he's got a lot of time to recover from it.
Well, yeah, and it was the reports that he wouldn't be able to participate in spring ball. And if you're a new quarterback coming into a new system, you probably would like to see that happen. And my thing with Leavitt, I don't know if it's true or not, but all of the smoke around him and how he left Arizona State and feels like he kind of spurned his program.
But here's the deal.
Well, that's you in Lagway.
The same. Yeah, but it wasn't about work ethic. It was more about people he didn't play in basketball.
Bad leader.
And is that what they said?
That's what I read from it.
But they also said that about Jaden Daniels from Arizona State. Wherever Jaden Daniels left, remember that whole debacle?
He's a bum.
When he left, they had a bunch of his teammates coming at him.
Dude sucks anyway.
So
just beat Oregon.
I don't listen to a lot of that. This wasn't coming, Lagway stuff wasn't coming from the media. It was coming from people behind the scenes that we heard that from. Right. That's why I was not on the Lagway train. This is, I feel like my feelings got hurt, and I'm just going to drag him through the mud because I'm immature and, I feel my feelings hurt.
I mean, the coach is 5 years older than the player. Very interesting situation. But when you go down the list,
5 years older than the player. A little bit more than that. But
when you go down the list of quarterbacks, LSU, swing and miss on Sorsby. Obviously, they were in the Trinidad Chambliss.
Can we?
You went to bat.
You did. You got
outdueled.
I think that you went to bat with.
You had one hand tied behind your back.
Yeah, it was. Hey, you hadn't played baseball in 4 years, and you're gonna pinch it against Aroldis Chapman. Maybe you swing and you
got in bat.
You run into one, but the likelihood of you doing that's not very high. That was a situation for LSU. He was going to Texas Tech. Girlfriend's transferred there. He's from Texas. That was been very widely known since he put his name in the portal. That's where he's going to go. The fact that LSU even got a visit was a good thing. So the whole he's swing and miss. We got okay.
0 for 1.
Okay.
0 for 2 on Chambliss because of the waiver. It felt like LSU or Lane Kiffin knew that was the most likely result of that, so kind of punted on that entire situation.
Yeah, but so is that an offer for you, or is that
no, just guys that you would have liked to have seen whenever you painted the broad brush, right?
I told you from the beginning, I never thought Chambliss was going to be able to come here.
Right.
I never did.
I'm just talking about before this whole thing got to where it is, those were the names, right? There's a good chance that Lane Kiffin could go get Chambliss. There's a good chance that, Brandon Sorsby's in the portal. And then you now have Sam Leavitt in that opportunity, and you have it in the hand. Then you go for it's just been quite the circus, and Correct. This is what you get. I would say this is no slight towards Lane, but he likes to swing big, and whenever it feels like you had a guy kind of lined up, you can blame it on the foot, but then you have a guy that you've recruited, the ability to maybe bring him in. That's a huge swing, doesn't work out, and now you're left with still
correct open and over.
Batting average is 0.
Yep. Hey, but you know what? There's been
a
lot of guys I know
a lot of
that have gone 0 for 3. All right, 3 strikeouts and hit the walk-off homer in the 9th. 1 for 4. Nobody talks about the 0 for 3. right? And I still think you have some of those guys out there, right? Like, here's the deal. The sure things. Trinidad Chambliss, sure thing. Leavitt, sure thing. Damon Williams, if you're able to get him, sure thing, right? Those three guys have the most experience in the portal. Sorsby, sure thing. Those guys have a ton of experience. They've done really well in college football, right? So you have these guys that, okay, these are obvious picks. But on the other side, and I'm not justifying anything. I'm just giving you the pros and cons of both, right?
Weighing the situation, yeah.
I think this is over with now, though, right?
No,
it's not?
no chance.
Okay.
This is going to go the way of the dab.
The pros and cons of both sides of it, and yeah, you miss on the sure things right now. You go and get Hassan Longstreet or whatever his name is, Longfellow.
Deeds.
Yeah. Or Deuce Knight, or I'm not going to put all my eggs in the Elon guy and Landon Clark's basket, but he's coming in for a visit. You go get some of these guys now, all of a sudden, and they work out. Now you have a guy for multiple years. For missing out on quarterbacks the last few years in the recruiting class, now you got a guy that you can go out and have as your starting quarterback for a couple of years if it works out the way that you would anticipate it works out. And with Kiffin's offense and Kiffin's ability to develop quarterbacks, anybody that he brings in, I have confidence in working out. And so that's the other side of it, right? It's not as sure of a thing, but if it works out, it could be the better situation for you. Not going to be as expensive as the sure thing guys. And you have him for multiple years now. This next year is probably more expensive if he has a good year this first year.
Trying to pay it.
But I'd be okay with that. So that's kind of the give and take that you get with that. And that's where the quarterback market is right now. I was told that they have all the confidence in the world in who they're going to get in their quarterback room and the offensive line room. So take that as you may.
Like, Mestamaker was never on the table. Sorsby feels like going to Texas Tech. Byron Brown gone.
But Byron Brown didn't feel like that was a guy.
No, it didn't seem like there was interest there.
Yep.
Raiola, I don't know if Raiola is going to sign anywhere.
Josh Hoover, the kid from TCU, had a good year over there.
Indiana
never
does it
felt
again.
like it was on the. So I guess Indiana's not really high on. I guess Mendoza's little brother's not good.
Charity case.
Yeah, not very good. Okay.
Yeah, got to play against Alabama.
Yeah.
Put that on the resume.
You're right.
And then here's the next crop of guys that are Deuce Knight trending towards Ole Miss with 100% certainty.
Yeah.
Love those crystal balls.
Yep. They're not always right.
Nope.
They're not always right. Austin Simmons, Missouri. Yeah. There's just a lot of. There's not a lot of guys out there, but Trinidad Chambliss wasn't on any of these radars last year.
Right.
So
Eli Holstein's still out there.
Bring him back to Louisiana.
No.
So anyway, my whole conversation on this thing is the quarterback market right now is not. We're not in the ideal situation, but I think they're confident in what their plan is for it.
Aaron Noland still out there.
Who's that?
Big time recruit that went to Ohio State, went to Tennessee first, left.
So Joey Aguilar at Tennessee only has 1 year guy. He doesn't have another year.
I think they're fighting for a waiver.
Aguilar too?
Mm-hmm. That's why Tennessee's taking visits as well. They don't know if they're going to get it.
Wait, so why wasn't he always at Cal? I mean, wasn't he always at UCLA? I mean, or did he transfer to UCLA from somewhere else?
After they took Tennessee's quarterback that went to UCLA, remember that whole thing?
Yeah, but Aguilar was there, but he transferred.
It was a trade.
He never even played at UCLA. He was just there for a little bit and then transferred out whenever they got Iamalala.
Yeah, and
Right?
so that was the trade. They traded.
But he never played at UCLA, right? He had transferred into UCLA. Is what my question.
Oh, I don't know. I believe
look it
so.
up?
Yeah,
Can you look it up?
absolutely.
I would with my computer. I don't know if someone's trying to hack into my computer right now.
Yeah, it's a new. Oh, there we go.
There we go. We'll see what happens. But yeah, that's the predicament that they're in right now in the quarterback spot. But I'm confident in
Lane.
I'm confident in Lane and finding. That's the one position that I'm confident in Lane finding is that. That's what he does. He's a quarterback guy. He's an offensive guy.
He started at UCLA.
He did.
He's played 2023, 2024, and 2025.
Okay, so
He was a senior this year.
So I guess did he? What waiver are they asking for Is there like a red shirt year that he could have there that?
I'm not well versed on Joey Aguilar.
I know, but that's my conversation. Like, I didn't know. So it's okay. So they're very much in the
quarterback market as well.
Quarterback market. Okay. As it stands today, Lloyd, who do you want?
Barring a favorable and timely ruling from a federal judge, Aguilar is a one-and-done vault. He's a party to Diego Pavia's lawsuit against the NCAA to regain eligibility for former junior college athletics.
So he did go to a JUCO.
Yep.
Okay, so he may get it.
Maybe.
Because of the JUCO thing.
Yep.
Okay.
So, possible, but that's why they're also in the transfer market, because they're not sure, up in the air, especially after what you saw with Trinidad Chambliss. Who do I want?
As it stands today.
God, it's such... I mean... I wasn't all in on the Sam Leavitt sweepstakes, but given what is available now, it seems like the best option.
Okay, let's say his.
But the baggage around it just seems like we just did this, right? Where you had a quarterback that wasn't healthy, tried to get him healthy, and also the body language thing. I understand it because it wasn't a great situation, but Leavitt, with all of it feels like a little bit of baggage around Sam Leavitt. That said, the talent is he's the most talented player available in the portal.
Most experience. Let's go most experience.
Yes, has been to a college football playoff. Played well when he played, but coming off an injury, it feels like a lot of baggage coming with Leavitt. But if anybody is able to hell, look at his personal life. He divorced his wife, and now they're very much on amicable terms where they're raising children together. So he's been able to mend fences in his previous life. If he's able to do that with Leavitt.
Okay, but do you really want Leavitt?
No.
Okay, so
I want Deuce Knight.
That's who you want.
Yeah.
That's your guy.
Yes.
Deuce Knight.
Okay. But Leavitt makes the most sense as a plug-and-play guy.
Correct.
Because, and I always say that because we had this conversation a little bit earlier in the day where what are your expectations for LSU in 2026? Before the quarterback news, whenever it was Lane Kiffin and now...
Playoffs.
Right, where are they now?
Playoffs.
Still. With no quarterback. Mm-hmm. And I would think LSU is thinking very similarly because of what they're doing on the defensive side of the ball. You're not adding all of these portal additions to not be competitive in 2026.
Let's talk about that.
Okay.
Right now. Because I'm with you. Like the quarterback situation, I love Deuce Knight. He had one start and he had 6 touchdowns, right? On an Auburn team who was not good. Right? And so I would love to have him here. I would, do I want a proven quarterback? Absolutely. But I like the idea of having a guy that's super talented that you can have in Lane Kiffin's offense for multiple years. And, you want to make the playoffs. And if he thinks that he can develop him into a guy that can be the guy to drive the team into the playoffs, I'm okay with that. But on the other end of it, the defense.
Nasty.
Top 25 defense this year. They have a lot of those guys returning. You have your 2 starting cornerbacks coming back. You have one of your starting safeties coming back. Spears back, right? They got him back out of the portal. So you have those 2 guys. Plus, you just brought your guy in from Boise State. He feels like he's going to fit into that star position. Jordan Gilbert out.
No.
Put his name in the portal.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, the other day. So
Ty Benefield from Boise State.
Seems like he is
plug and play.
Plug and play in the portal. In the star position. You just signed a former 5-star defensive end from Tennessee,
Jordan Ross.
You have brought in the other guy from the top defensive end from 2027. Obviously, it's not coming in this next year, but you brought in another defensive end, right?
You've brought in from South Carolina, Jalen Brown.
Yep.
Defensive, I would say inside defensive end, defensive tackle, I guess you could say, Malik Blockton from Auburn.
Brought in the defensive tackle
Green from
Clemson.
You're still up in the air about Chaz Coleman with Penn State. If he can get out of, I think he's from Ohio, visiting Ohio State this week.
If you can get him,
you have some serious. But you also, and you're starting to see the domino effect of what you're doing on the defensive line, where
you have 7 guys.
Well, people that you had re-signed or that had announced to come back to LSU are now putting their names in the portal because they're starting to look around and go, I don't think I'm going to play.
Right.
But with that said, you still have Gabriel Relaford coming back.
That's a big one.
You have Don McKinley coming back. And you have 2 freshmen that are going to come in and play.
And that's the other thing. Let's not forget about the 4 freshmen that you signed on the defensive line, arguably the top defensive line signee class since 2003, maybe? Or since Glenn Dorsey and them were there?
Yeah, that haul.
Yeah, like that haul. Now, obviously, you don't want those guys starting, but those guys are all going to play, right? I mean, if you go look at what the kid from U-High.
Lamar Brown.
Go look at Lamar Brown's highlights right now from the All-Star game that he's playing in. Both sides. He's going to be on the defensive side, but he is dominating, right? And then you obviously have the kid from Edna Carr who's going to be a monster. They're comparing him to Glenn Dorsey. Like, you're going to have the defensive line is going to be solid. The secondary is going to be solid. And with the linebackers and Whitweek's coming back, you obviously have his little brother coming back. Jaden Breaker came back. Like, you have talent. Like, the defense is going to be nasty, right? Even better than they were last year. So that gives you a really good foundation going into this year because the offense isn't going to be worse. If the offense is
it can't be worse.
If the offense is just good, doesn't have to be elite. It's going to be. I think it's going to be better than good. But even if it's just good, you put yourself in the playoffs. I believe that's how good the defense is going to be. Which gives me more confidence in what they're trying to do offensively right now in the quarterback position and what they're trying to find.
Well, it's funny because you built this thing the right way, it feels like, with what may be done on the offensive side of the football and the offensive line. It feels like there's good news coming in that regard. You've not seen LSU, as much as the tampering allegations are out there, you haven't seen them pull anybody from Ole Miss. Now that Ole Miss is officially out of the playoffs, that roster becomes open season.
I think that's about to change.
Right.
So a lot of the question marks that we have right now on the offensive line
could be alleviated.
May be alleviated here in the near future.
Because, correct me if I'm wrong, where is the offensive line coach currently coaching? Ole Miss's former offensive line coach is now
at LSU.
Right.
Yeah. The whole offensive staff, LSU. And with that, with Trinidad not being there and potentially the offensive line leaving, new offensive staff, SEC doesn't have a blanket contract that the Big Ten has. Let's not cash in the Kawan Lacey deal. Okay? Just saying that. Let's not cash it in. I don't know if he's coming, but that's something that let's not put all our eggs in that basket. You have Harlan Berry, which I think he's going to be elite next year. I think he's going to be really good in this offense. But Lane Kiffin has shown that he likes to use 2 or 3 running backs in the year. And if you had a great 1-2 punch, that's ideal. I would not be shocked. Now, I'd like to not pay a running back $3 million to come here. That's the other conversation.
Well, at some point you have to spend this money.
You have to spend it, no doubt. No doubt.
Because if it's too rich for...
And if you end up getting a discount on the quarterback, maybe that helps you go and get...
The last place I'd like to take a discount.
Correct. As a quarterback.
Right.
Correct. But it's not even a discount. It's just, hey, if we're not going to get the guys that are commanding $5 million, maybe we have to pay this guy $2 million.
Leavitt, you might have to sweeten the pot now.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, I mean, people have feelings, and if you were getting courted and then your parents are there and then they're taking phone calls to bring in another quarterback to take what would be your job and you leave the same night, that's a lot of making up to do. Yeah. And so if it's money, then it might be a money thing where you might end up overpaying for Leavitt just to get him on campus.
Yeah, it's going to be curious. I mean, I think over the next week you're going to see they're going to get a commitment from one of the 2 quarterbacks that have visiting. And they're not going to be the starter, I would imagine. But you have to have multiple guys. You have no quarterbacks on your team right now. So you have to go get somebody to have in there, and then you just got to go and you got to build the room.
Yeah, but any of these guys that are visiting, when it comes to the quarterback room that you have on campus currently, Trey Guerra out of Tyler Junior College,
number 1 JUCO quarterback,
which is how Lane Kiffin, like you said, has found success there. He has offers from Florida State, Arkansas, Kentucky, and Virginia. And
so that's the other thing. It's not like he's getting offered by bad schools, right? Like
6'2", 190, threw for 2,800 yards, 24 touchdowns, 14 interceptions in 2025.
Yeah.
In JUCO.
And then you got
Landen Clark, who has an absolute bazooka.
Yeah. And then didn't they get the kid from Ferris State that's like supposed to be like Taysom Hill, or didn't he come for a visit?
Yes. Visit, I don't know if he signed.
Yeah. But he's not going to be the quarterback, but
no.
But, I mean,
he's got a nice little pipeline.
Yeah, it'd be a little interesting path.
LSU, first Power 4 program to show interest in Landen Clark. A source close to Clark says he likes where the Tigers are positioned, although the Wolverines could change that as they wrap up their first visit. He could go to Michigan and clearly not play.
Yeah, why would he do that?
when he does have an opportunity to, and I'll pose it to you this way. Before all of this, if you'd have told me that Trey Guerra and Landen Clark were going to be...
I would not be excited.
And these are backup that you would think is options, and now it's looking like possible.
Well, potential, but I think they could still potentially be backups.
And what you just saw play out with the Williams situation, do you think that there's the possibility to do that to another roster that isn't in the Big Ten? Maybe it's SEC, where you go get somebody that has...
Lacey. Oh, you're talking about quarterback, though.
Yeah, like Austin Simmons. Like, sure, you announced your intention to go to Missouri, but...
Yeah, okay. Let me pose this question to you. Let me rebuttal that. Would you rather Austin Simmons or Deuce Knight?
I would only say Deuce Knight because of the way the Austin Simmons verbiage has come out about his no longer affinity towards Lane.
Yeah.
But you've seen Austin Simmons play more. And obviously, that's the guy that was handpicked by Lane to be like he was supposed to be the starter.
Right, he was a starter.
And then it became undeniable that like you're not, even if you're healthy, you're not going to play.
Well, and that.
But you've seen flashes of what he can do.
Right, but here's what when I said like these guys, regardless of what they sign or not, like they can look at what Lane did last year at Ole Miss, because he signed Chambliss to be the backup.
Right,
and Chambliss had 1 year and ended up being a starter. So you say, okay, if Lane's going to get you and you outperform the other guy that's supposed to be the guy, you're going to play. You're going to play, right? And so I think it's being the backup at LSU is better than being the starter at Elon, I think.
Being the backup at LSU right now is better than being the starter at LSU.
Correct. It's going to be interesting. We'll see what happens. There's going to be a lot more, now that teams are getting knocked out, there's going to be a lot more movement, and I think you're going to start seeing the portal get finalized.
No Raiola for you?
Definitely not.
Isn't that crazy?
Definitely not.
Number one quarterback in the country, signs with Georgia, leaves Georgia to go to Nebraska where his dad played, gets a boatload of money from Matt Rule, and they say goodbye.
I don't want him.
What about his little brother?
Don't want any other.
I don't want anything to do with me. Isn't that crazy that like just a personal feeling? Like I don't like the whole shtick.
It's like,
but he's a good thrower over the football. I don't like the way he carries himself.
Exactly. Same way.
I don't like the cut of his jib.
DJ Lagway, number one quarterback in the country, or top.
See, I can bend that fence, but he's obviously not on the table.
I didn't want him either.
He loves throwing to LSU.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it'll be interesting to see where they go with LSU. I guess if there were to be one legitimate case to be a starter, obviously Sam Leavitt, then you would have to say Hassan Longstreet, right? Like he's a 5-star, didn't play, but
he was the number one quarterback in the country, wasn't he? Or like top 3?
5-star, yeah. Like they don't give those out, but you haven't seen it. Like all of these guys are unproven.
Hadn't seen it.
Except for Leavitt.
So, but again, I'm gonna default to I trust Lane's ability to develop and find talent at that position and develop it. All right, let's talk about the playoffs a little bit. Last night was awesome.
That's what you do it for.
Last night was awesome. Wow, I've talked about this on the show. I have some family ties, obviously, to Pete Golding. I'm very happy that Pete had a good showing in the playoffs. I'm very happy that the game was the way the game was last night. Right, like they had an opportunity to win the game. For a while, I thought they were going to win the game. At the end of the game, I thought Ole Miss was going to win it. Obviously, Carson Beck goes down there and has the drive of his life. They put the game in his hands. He won the game, runs it in there with 20-some seconds left, and they end up moving on, right? So I think that was the best-case scenario for LSU, and I think it was a it would have been great for Pete to win the national. But if Pete wins it,
where do you go from there?
No. If Pete wins it, it is always, this was Lane's team, this was Lane's team, this was Lane's team, and he wouldn't have gotten the credit he deserved for winning it. He would have been, hard
disagree.
You're able to keep them together, great. But what this does is shows that, in the big games, he's able to win the game. He was able to get the guys to play for him and puts him in a position next year where he's not instantly on the hot seat, right? Where he gets a little bit longer of a leash, and now we don't have to hear the LSU Ole Miss stuff every day on
Twitter.
With Twitter, and with like the media, right? Like, I mean, the whole thing on game day, LSU Ole Miss, LSU Ole Miss, LSU Ole Miss. And
they were
then,
talking about Lane Kiffin on the ACC network with Jimbo Fisher.
Yeah, like
cover Miami.
Yeah, like it's just now that this is over with, I think both sides can finally just
the dust is settled,
move on, which I think is a good thing.
Unless LSU pilfers their roster, and then it'll ramp back
come
up
back
again.
Up. Right,
but
if
they had won a national,
come back up and go down. It's not going to be in the national.
It's no more
news.
Lane Kiffin.
Correct.
That narrative has run dry. As I believe there was one last tweet.
How about Saban going to Miami last night, picking Miami to win?
Smart pick.
I know, but I thought he was going to go with
this guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I think all of those Alabama ties are done. I think the one he still has affinity
pretty crazy
for.
that I guess 3 of the 4 were all coaching trees from Saban, right? Not all 4, right?
4
all
of them.
4?
Yeah.
You got
Lanning, Cristobal.
Oh yeah, all 4.
All 4 from Lane from
the Saban coaching tree.
Pretty good at that.
Pretty crazy.
Good at picking talent. And this is the second or third roster he's assembled when you look at the coaching picture. Like, he's there. Like, the 2003 picture is insane. It's like, oh. And then this one as well. Like, Kirby Smart, pretty good. And that's where I'll ask you, because of Miami, weren't even supposed to be in the playoff, right? Supposed to be Notre Dame. A 10 seed is now in the College Football National Championship. Rewind 1 year, an 8 seed wins the College Football National Championship.
So everybody talks about, playoff, there's not 10 teams that can win it.
Is the 12-team bracket actually good?
I like 12 teams.
They need to tinker around with it.
Because to Jared's point, there's not 16 teams. There's not 12 teams that can win national championship, but there's been 10. The top 10 this year, any one of those teams could have made it. What was Ole Miss? 6th? 7th?
Oh.
8? What were they ranked?
6th,
right? So you have the 1 seed, which is Indiana. You have the
5 seed
is
Oregon,
right? You have the 6 seed in Ole Miss, and you have the 10 seed in Miami. So you don't have. Only have one of the top 4 teams that are in the finals.
One of the 4 teams that had a bye is still available. That's
Correct.
Indiana.
Correct.
Ohio State, the 2nd-ranked team, out. Georgia, the 3rd-ranked team, out. Texas Tech, 4th-ranked team, out. So you have a 1-5 matchup and now a 10. I think they had a 10-6 matchup. So it could possibly be a 10-5 matchup in the national championship.
Correct. But that shows you the parity of college football, which I like, right? And it shows you that, I think the 12-team playoff is – now you got to tweak it.
Right.
Can't have – like there's 2 other teams that probably could have been in that.
Made it more interesting.
Like Texas –
Notre Dame.
Vandy would have been a better game for those teams than the Tulane or JMU. So, you got to tweak it, but I think 12's enough.
I think 12 might be the number. As much as hand-wringing as we've done, whenever it gets down to it, when you have a 10 seed that gets in, like it's also
and a 10 seed that's getting in that people are going to be thinking that they can win
it
because how good their defense is playing and how physical they play offensively. They run the shit out. I mean, time of possession last night was outrageous.
They
had 44. It was like 42
minutes
to 18 or whatever it was, right?
And they ran 88 plays on offense.
I want to say their first 2 drives were 14 plays. Like, they dominated the game up front. Now, Ole Miss, for as good as Miami's defense, Ole Miss's offense moved the ball.
Dropped 4 interceptions.
Right? They did. Easy interceptions. Like, very easy interceptions. But Ole Miss offense was able to score some points, move the ball, put themselves in a position to win the game. With Miami's defense and Miami, the way they're able to control the game, Miami, Indiana is going to be old school football. It really is.
You're writing Oregon off already. -3.5.
I think Indiana wins. I like Indiana.
It's hard not to. It's hard not to like.
I like Dante Moore as a quarterback. I like Dan Lanning. I think I just think Indiana's more physical than Oregon. Now Oregon played great in their quarterfinal game, but
Indiana feels like the rightly so the number 1 team in the country.
Yeah, correct. What I saw them do to Alabama,
yes,
told me everything I needed to know
going forward.
Right, like they are outrageously physical. They do not make mistakes. And here's the other thing: what's the average age of the average age of Indiana's team?
22.
22 and a half years old. You know the average age of the Philadelphia Eagles?
24.
24 years old. So they're taking the – we talked about this last week. They're taking the March Madness mid-major roster construction plan, right? If you go look at all those teams when Wichita State or when Murray State was making their run, it was a bunch of older players, fourth, fifth-year seniors, and maybe one or two young guys that are really good. That's what Indiana's doing. Indiana's pretty much all old guys. I don't know how many freshmen they have like contributing, but they're veteran players. They've played a lot of snaps in college football. They don't make mistakes. They don't beat themselves, and their quarterback has everybody bought into him. He's super intelligent. Doesn't make bad decisions, and is able to make every throw on the field. So
such a dork, but so likable.
I like him. He's not Kirk Cousins though. He's not like dorky like Kirk Cousins. I don't believe that. I think he's got a little bit more cool to him than Kirk.
If it's not Kirk Cousins, it's Andrew Luck.
Yes.
Just
Andrew Luck's probably a better comp.
I just think skill-wise, he's not Andrew Luck.
No. I'm talking about his personality.
Because
he doesn't. He said I don't have Instagram or any social media other than LinkedIn and something else.
And Andrew Luck.
I don't even know what he said.
MySpace.
Yeah. But yeah, I like Indiana in the game. Do you?
Yeah, it's hard not to pick them because of what Mendoza doesn't make mistakes. Signetti might be the best coach in the country considering what he's done the last 3 years when you go to JMU, Indiana again. And then you have this guy at the helm that just...
But he's very likable.
And he's also 6'4", 220 pounds.
Exactly. Very wholesome, very athletic.
Doesn't fit in the pants.
No.
But that's an Indiana problem. And pregame meal...
I saw that.
Dino nuggets and macaroni and cheese. Just eats like a toddler.
Just add to the
lore.
The lore of
kid cuisine and a hot brownie and some corn.
I like them. They got playmakers on the outside. Oregon is good. I am not taking. I mean, it's going to be a good game. It's not going to be the Alabama game.
Contrasting styles. Oregon more speed, electric.
Oregon's always been that way.
Yeah.
But the issue with Oregon has always been can you compete up front physically? Now, Dan Lanning's changed that a little bit, but I like Indiana in the game. I like Indiana versus Miami. If it's Indiana and Miami in the national championship game, it's going to be old-school style football. Good quarterbacks who are going to make throws when they need to, but they're going to rely on the running game and physicality and good defense. So,
quick little update on the Trinidad Chambliss front.
They're filing an appeal.
Yeah, Tom Mars,
of course,
Chambliss legal counsel, has drafted a lawsuit on behalf of the quarterback.
A lawsuit
from Ross Dellinger. Trinidad Chambliss signed a revenue share contract with Ole Miss in excess of $5 million annually. Sources tell Yahoo Sports. Presumably, this would be the figure for damages in court.
Also, another update in the transfer portal: former Illinois wide receiver Malik Eltsey
visiting LSU.
Committed.
Oh, committed.
Committed to LSU. Visited yesterday. 18 incoming transfers right now. So I think they're going to blow that 25 player out the water. 25 transfer mark out of the water. Because you still going to have to get 2 or 3 quarterbacks, and you're going to have to probably get 3 or 4 offensive linemen. What? Why are you looking like that?
I don't know how much this plays a factor into what maybe this Ole Miss NIL money is. XAI investing more than $20 billion in South Haven data center. Quote, this is insane execution speed by XAI in the state of Mississippi. We're grateful to Governor Reeves for support of building XAI at warp speed. Elon Musk, quote, tweeted, excited to invest in Mississippi.
Yeah, I mean, but we have 2 of those in Louisiana.
Yeah, for sure.
So to kind of talk on that is a lot of these rural areas or areas that have a bunch of rural locations and a bunch of land, because these data centers need a bunch of land. And they need to be next to, I think, a power source or something like that. And there's, down here, there's a lot of that. A lot of area to build these things. And it's good for the economy of the state. So I'm not putting too much stock into that.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Oregon tied to Raiola's recruitment. Knight tied to Ole Miss.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
I'm not all the way out on
Leavitt.
No, Landen.
I know. You watch it highlights enough. You're like,
I see it.
You see it. I mean,
Gonna throw a couple of
What was
head-scratching interceptions.
yeah, but you also got to remember he's playing. The competition on the other end that he's playing against isn't great. But also, I'd imagine his offensive line and the guys he had around him were not up to par with his ability. But I mean, there's a couple throws in there. He can 65 yards in the air.
Easy.
Yeah. So he's an interesting one to look at.
If he ends up playing, that'll be an interesting ride on the 2026 Lane Kiffin train. But I see the potential.
Correct. This Malik LZ, what's his story? Do we know anything about him? I'm about to. Is it raining? Or is that the AC?
I don't know. It could be the janitor.
So this year,
6'2", 215, 16 catches for 213 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Big
across
receiver, though.
3 seasons.
Big body receiver. Hey, is Nick Anderson still with us?
Mm-hmm. They've got weapons over there.
Weapons.
It's a testament to Lane to be able to build that without having a quarterback.
Weapons. I think that shows the trust they got in
Whoever they bring in.
Or they have trust in Lane to bring in somebody that's going to be able to get them the rock. Because they're going to get the ball. I mean, like, whoever it is going to be able to get the ball to them.
You will play offense.
Yeah. So, all right. So you like Indiana as well?
Yes.
Covering 3.5? Buy down to 3?
I would. I mean, I rode with you yesterday, or this week. I took Ole Miss at 3.5 and got bit by the hook.
Right with me. I
was just believing. I wanted to, for the family.
Vegas is good, huh? Was it 3.5?
Unbelievable.
Miami?
Yeah.
Vegas is very good. Missed field goal away from covering.
2.
Well,
one went in.
Both sides.
But 2
missed
dong
one,
shots.
though. Yeah.
The most electric noise in football.
I mean, that kicker's an elite.
Weapon. And
we talked about that. I love his demeanor as a kicker. He expects everything to go in. He
moves quickly.
He just, he got 65 in the tank. Oh, this is LZ?
It's the one highlight.
The one highlight. He's a big receiver. We had a bunch of guys that can take the top. It looks like he can take the top off him, too.
Let's control that thing to the ground. Now he can dance. There we go. All right.
That's
Fit
it.
right in.
All right. You got a mistake of the day?
Mistake of the day.
no?
I do indeed. As this might be a twofer. Whenever we go mistake of the day. Same person, 2 different reasons, though. I don't know if you've kept up with the entire Ben Mintz cycle.
A little bit.
But this entire whirlwind of trying to, I don't know if they were trying to embarrass the man because he can do that on his own right, but this has turned into an absolute circus. And while trying to exploit Mintz for his ability to, I would say, grift his way through life so far, ends up no plan, no ticket, no nothing. And ends up staying at, obviously all of these are Barstool related, so he gets to stay in Scottsdale with Riggs at his apartment, then lucks his way into an absolute former NHL player's house in Scottsdale. But the mistake of the day comes from that same thing. When you run circles with NHL players, you got to watch out. Mintz had invited a slew of women over to the Barstool Scottsdale outing, and, maybe thought he had some shake to his game.
Tough one. You listen to me. You're putting that, if you're bringing a slew of
a gaggle
acquaintances in front of a
former NHL hockey player.
Yeah. That's a tough, you're putting yourself at a disadvantage.
Yeah,
there.
so let's see if I could find the picture of Biz Nasty with Biz. And obviously there's a picture out, let's see if I could find it, of her talking to Ben on one hand and then talking to Biz Nasty, and you can see the body language is quite different of the two. But
I would imagine
that dovetails into the curtain call, because Ben Mintz, also on the plane, sits next to an unbeknownst Stooley, who gets interviewed by the guy that's doing all of the Tate, who is doing all of the documenting. The guy ends up sitting next to had brain cancer, gets interviewed, tells his story, sits next to Ben Mintz. Barstool Big Cat sees all of this, invites him to Scottsdale to the game, sits with Ben Mintz, sits with Biz Nasty, sits with the whole
Stays at
crew.
Biz Nasty's house.
Yes, and sleeps in his bed. And
in Biz's bed.
Yeah, gave him
Biz?
the bed. No, Biz went to the couch. But hey, I'm sure the sheets were washed.
Yeah.
But he made the shirt when he showed up to see the fellas. And
He made the shirt?
uh-huh.
Oh,
And now
he gets it.
Barstool has grabbed the link and is now selling it to support his battle with cancer.
Oh, that's
All
awesome.
proceeds from sales go directly to Chris. And it's just one of those things that can only happen with how they do content. And the good stories always seem to come out with this. And this is an awesome opportunity to be able to help somebody who probably never in his wildest dreams imagined this would happen.
And you know what? I'm jumping on that curtain call because there's not a better curtain call than that, I think.
No.
That's pretty awesome. Awesome by Barstool. Awesome by that guy.
Yeah.
What foresight or what
just kind of feel.
feel to do that. Understood the situation he was in with the guys he was around, and absolutely just 100% nailed what he was trying to do. And now it's going to come back and benefit him, which as it should.
Yeah.
I'm going to jump on that with you.
For the mistake of the day part of this, Ben had booked that table thinking it was going to be 8 women, 1 girl showed up. They work for a competitor that is sponsored by Underdog Sports, which is a betting website. 7 guys showed up, drank at the VIP table for free, and left.
Wait. That's what. So he invited these girls and they didn't show up?
No, just the one did. And then part of the company that she works with, it was 7 guys like, we'll go.
Did you show? Can you see the picture of him, Biz? Didn't you have that?
Yeah, I'm about to pull it up.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable, but it's just. And Mincy also burns the bridge with Lane Kiffin by recording a phone call on camera and not telling him that it's recorded on the phone. And Lane Kiffin had to text and be like, dude, you have to tell me you're recording. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that was all. I mean, there's a long list of mistakes of the day from this weekend from Mincy, or this week.
All
from
content.
Mincy. He's made a living out of
Failing upwards.
Out of that. Yeah. No doubt. Also, Shannon Dawson, offensive coordinator for Miami. I think was at Southeastern at one point. Story between him and Pete Golding. They grew up like 5 miles apart from each other. Pretty awesome that, obviously they went against each other, but there was a guy on the short list of before Brian Kelly got fired, or not a short list, but a conversation before Brian Kelly got fired, whenever they said, okay, Joe Sloan's probably not going to be back. He was on the list of like, hey, we need to go after this Shannon Dawson case from Louisiana. He's done a really good job at Miami. Obviously not getting him. He's going to stay at Miami, but great showing by him in this postseason.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for this page.
I know. I'm trying to find it.
I can't wait. Another recruit, another receiver, Josh Jackson from McNeese.
Why not?
Adding to the room. I wonder what his numbers are. Let's see. St. Aug guy. Stats. No stats available. Okay. Oh, no. 20 catches for 258 yards. No touchdowns. Interesting.
Hey, get in the room if you can.
Interesting. Did you not?
I got it.
You got it?
Yes. Here is, some people have it, some people don't. I'm sure Ben has had his, success at some points with women. I would hope. I don't know how, but it can happen. Never quit. And here's the first version of this photo where I guess Ben thought maybe this was his luck of the night, waiting for it to pull up on Twitter. And you just see the difference in aura between a professional athlete and maybe one Ben Mintz. Benny? Sure.
Who did we find? Who is
she does like SEC content.
Oh yeah,
she's like the wife of the SEC.
SEC Unfiltered. Yeah. Kelsey or something.
Yeah,
I think is her name. Okay, so she's looking over his shoulder, or maybe trying not to look at him in the eyes.
Which pick a lane, pick the middle.
Yep, and then next one.
Tough.
Yeah.
And Biz didn't know. He claims.
Didn't know what?
That she was there, but Mintz had invited her. He's like, well, I don't know that. I'm just single.
Tough. Good for Biz.
I mean, I'm sure.
Not good for Mincy.
No. But epic run by Ben Mintz, who's now in a pool. Doing content for the Yak. He got invited back to the mansion.
Of course. All right. That's all we got for you on this beautiful Friday night. We'll have, follow us on Twitter. We'll have all of the updates that we can
LSU
get.
baseball, number 1.
LSU baseball, number 1 team in the country. We will jump on the LSU baseball conversation next week. As school is rapidly approaching. I think they're about to start here soon, which means practices are going to start getting underway. I think they're all there practicing, but scrimmages and stuff are right around the corner. So we will have a lot more baseball conversations, a lot more baseball content.
It's time.
It is time. First pitch banquet is not far away.
We are running into baseball season.
We are running into it, sprinting into baseball season. Oof.
Sprint to baseball.
Sprinting to baseball. We appreciate the support. Please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you can't watch us, but you like listening to us or anywhere you get your pods, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. We'll be back in studio next Monday with all the breaking news that happens through the course of the weekend. Enjoy the playoff game this weekend. Enjoy the NFL. What a wonderful weekend of football. Thursday night, elite game. Friday night, elite game. Saturday playoffs. Sunday playoffs. Monday playoffs.
Maybe your quarterback.
Maybe your quarterback. No, that's not the right one.
No, the next one's great too. I'm just showing off a little bit of the
I
highlights.
want the deep ball that he showed. I think it's towards the end. Maybe your quarterback.
Dot. I think it's this. No, it's after this one.
It's not a bad throw too, though.
Against Duke.
ACC champion, this one.
That's God-given.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. We got a bunch of guys that can take a top off the defense. Love that. I mean, I don't know how long that... Oh, you go back. So, 10-yard... He threw it from the 10. He catches it at the other... 30. So,
Quick
40
math.
yards to the 50, plus another 50. So, that's 60 yards in the air.
Easy.
Easy.
In game.
Yeah. Like that.
I'm going to convince myself.
Like that. Good guy to have on the roster.
Yeah, absolutely. If
guy to have on the
anything,
roster.
at a great spring game show.
Good, and if anything, you have a guy that has the ability to do that. If Lane can tap into it,
Take the top off. If you will not be short of a Hail Mary.
we're not going
We're not going to Andrew Hatch this thing.
Not going to Andrew Hatch it. Nope. All right. We love y'all. See you next week. Enjoy your weekend. Stay dry. A lot of rain. And then be cold again.
The weather
on Sunday.
stinks.
Yeah, be cold on Sunday. I know you like that.
Yes, good.
There you go.
It's hot
Love
as
y'all.
shit today. Love
Peace.
you. Peace. Goodbye.